Hey everybody, it's Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and it is 7 o'clock on Saturday, which means it's time for a video tutorial. Let me just do a quick refresh over here to be sure we're live and get to where I can see as you make comments, so that hopefully I can actually sort of talk to you, because that's half of the fun. Okay, it's 98% of the fun, let's be real here. So I hope you're all having a great weekend, and we're halfway through it. I'm sorry, it's halfway to Monday. So here is the card that I gave you the sneak peek of this morning. I have already kind of hinted that it's a fun fold. It uses the very attractive Beautiful World stamp set, which is retiring, as well as the world map. Now you guys, I need to tell you this. Hey Rosie, hi Debbie and Barbara and Chris and Patty Joe. Hey Faith. This is an amazing thing. This world map, normally they are $31 for this die set, but they are 75% off right now, which means they are $7.75 for this entire die set, okay? Now, fair warning, truth in lending, the Beautiful World stamp set is currently back ordered, but you can, that means that you can order this and this separately. You're still gonna pay less than you would for the bundle, and then they will just ship this when it comes in. So if you don't have Beautiful World already, get it. The Beautiful World Specialty DSP is also on sale. I want to say 40% off on that one. And it is gorgeous with its, in fact, it may actually be more than that. Let me look. Let me just check right here. Yeah, the paper is 40% off. And then there's a couple of things that are on sale that we're going to use, like, for example, my very favorite thing on the planet, gold hoops, which are retiring and are 10% off, and then the gorgeous antique slides and corners, which are 60% off. So really good time to stock up on some really, really great embellishments, okay? And then here is the front of the card, and let me show you the fun fold piece. This is called a diagonal easel, and it folds up like that, and then it displays perfectly, so your recipient can see both your front and your inside sentiment at the same time, and it has plenty of room on the inside for you to write a message. So I really love easel cards, and this one just struck me as pretty darned awesome from the get-go. Did I buy lots of gold hoops? So we all know that my personal rule is I don't show you guys how to use things that you can't buy. So I will let my stash run out. I will say I will have a small ceremony for them when I use my very last one. But I really, really, really want you guys to get gold hoops, and I also want you to get these antique corners and slides because they're just amazing. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We will start with, so all of this will be on my blog tomorrow. You do not need to worry about taking any notes for measurements. I have a Mossy Meadow piece of Mossy Meadow cardstock, and it is 5.5 by 8.5. And what we're going to do is first score it as usual at 4 1/4. 4 1/4. Yes, a 4 1/4, Mary, with the score tool. Don't use the not score tool. All right, and then that's going to fold like this. And we're going to score from this corner down to the fold. And all I'm going to do that is put this corner at the top in the cutting channel. I know, Karen, right? And then put the fold, the score, right at the bottom in the cutting channel, just like so. And then making sure we use our scoring tool, not the cutting one. It will change your card entirely if you use the cutting one. Just trust me on that. We're going to make that score. And that, y'all, is the big, highly exciting fun fold. I'd seen a couple of these online, but I had seen them all as square cards. You know I prefer cards that are A2, and so that is what I did. I did a little figuring, a little ciphering, made one or two out of printer paper. All right, we'll give that a little fold, and then I'm going to fold here. Now, obviously, you could not fold the card with it all folded up, but you don't really need to, so it doesn't matter. Okay, done. Now, let's make some triangles. When you are making triangles, especially matted ones, what I do is I start with the same size mat that I would normally use. So for me, my normal mat size is 4 1/4 by 5, right? Or no, 4 by 5 1/4, sorry. normally my card front, the DSP or whatever I'm using as decorative, would be 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So 1/8 inch shorter on both directions. When I'm making triangles, I go another 1/8 inch. So it's really a quarter off. So this is 3 3/4 by 5. Okay. And when you do that, once you cut them on the diagonal, you have everything perfectly done. Hey guys, appreciate y'all joining. Hi, Carol. All right, so I have my mat, which is Bumblebee, and I am going to just put corner to corner in my cutting channel. And this time I do want to use the cutter. I'm going to come up and start, well, I rotated it. I rotated it a little bit, so I'm going to unrotatify it. There we go. Okay. But I like to start my cutter up in the cardstock, like that. Okay, so there's our mat. I will do the exact same thing with the DSP, cutting the same diagonal to diagonal. And there's our two triangles. Okay. Now, we'll just get a little liquid glue going and mat these up. Hey, Carolyn. Hey, Lori. Yeah, these are great colors. Bumblebee is a good color. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Okay, so we're going to do that. And you can see by taking that extra 1/8 inch off, I still get my my normal, what looks to me like normal mat proportions. Is it absolutely perfect? Probably not. Is it absolutely good enough for what we're working on? For sure. All right, here we go. Karen, thank you so much for the present. Finn was all over that box, let me just say. I did manage to get some pictures, but it's really hard to get the thing open when he was practically climbing on the counter. I don't know, he must have been able to smell it, or he heard me say, this is from Auntie Karen, and he was like, oh yes, I love Auntie Karen. Okay, so now we're just going to adhere these to our card front. He has already had the ice cream cone. Now, I am assuming that the chocolates and the eggs are dog chocolates. I'm not going to say I didn't try one, but I might have tried one. And it tasted like carob to me, so I'm thinking those are dog chocolates. Karen, it had to be from you. It was from the Hungry Hound. It had to be from you. If it isn't from you, then who is it from? Because I don't know anybody else, and they didn't put a note in there, so therefore it must be from you. It has to be. It just has to be. Okay, and then we're going to put this down here like so. And remember, y'all, if you have a directional DSP, try to make it so that up is going up and down is going down. I mean, you don't have to, but I think it's nice. I think it's kind of nice. All right, so you can see our card is starting to come together. Pretty. I love this DSP. Okay, then, whoever it was, fess up now. Fess on here. Well, I gave you credit for it anyway, and Finn was very grateful to you, Karen. Okay, so I have a few little thingies that I've already cut to make my collage. So I played heavily with the Tasteful Labels dies, which is an awesome set and is not retiring, thank goodness. I first cut out another piece, you can see what it had on the back, another piece of the World of Good specialty paper. And then I made a couple of little strips, and I've got a couple of sentiments. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. Now, here is the only trick. You do not wish to put any ink. Do not put any ink on this side of the card, but you should also not put any glue on that side. Okay, so we're just going to glue right under here. Alrighty? So I've kind of got my thumb blocking that off so that I don't screw that up. Actually, the truth is, fortunately, this is an easy piece that would probably be okay either direction. So I'm just going to kind of center that up like so. And you can tell what would happen if you put glue on the back here. You would kind of screw up your whole, kind of screw up your whole fun fold, really. One could even say it would completely screw up your whole fun fold. All right, so then I have two little strips of a different design, one of my favorites with this little bit of writing on here. Oh, Amy! Aw! Aw! That's so sweet. Ginny might have sent some. Well, Finn says thank you very much. But his mom wants to know, are the chocolates for the dog or for the mom? That's the question the mom wants to know. Actually, Finn wants to know so that he'll know if he can eat them or not. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to just adhere these like so. And mostly I'm going to adhere them on this side of the card front. You can get it anywhere on this label, but make sure you don't get any glue out here so that it adheres to the other side of the card front. I'm going to try to stop saying that because I think you've got it now. You don't want glue on the other side of the card front. Okay, there we go. There for Finn, for the dog. Dang it. Okay, he'll be very happy though. They all smell wonderful. And thank you so much, Amy and Ginny. All right, and then I'm just going to adhere this piece to here. I was busy yakking. I was afraid I had put glue where I did not wish to have it, but I did not. No, I did not. Okay, done. Now I will take my wonderful, wonderful gold hoop, and I'm going to put a couple of glue dots on there. A glue dot or two. I got to find a glue dot. I should probably tear off some of this paper, some of this extra paper. There we go. Oh, there it is. Okay. I had momentarily lost my Twizzlers. My Twizzlers. Oh yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy how good they smell. And he had his hands up on the countertop. He was like, "You are not going fast enough." And I'm like, "I'm trying to get a picture." He's like, "I don't care about a picture. Just give me the cookies, Mom. Give me the cookies, Mom. I need the cookies right away." All right, so I'm just going to adhere that right there. You can see where I put my glue dots under here, so they'll be covered by what I know is coming. All right, so I'm going to set this aside, and right now we're going to make an embossed world using this world image from the Beautiful World stamp set. If you are from the other side of the hemisphere, we have one for you as well. You could use this one if you preferred. You can use either one you want. That's just the way we roll here at Stampin' Up. All right, so I'm going to stamp this in a Versamark. Make sure I get it good and inked up. All right. Just gonna try to make this fold for my sister. Yeah, it would be a great, fun Christmas card. Really fun Christmas card with this fold. All right, we're just gonna give that a good stamp with the Versamark. Pull out our gold. Y'all, I don't know if you noticed it on the list, but all of the embossing powders are retiring. So if you're getting low on embossing powder, this would be a good time to grab them. And I'm doing a little bit of blowing and a little bit of hard whacking to get a little of the extra off. The good news about this image though is it's a little bit vintagey. So if you've got some extra spots on the inside of your embossing, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. All right. Now I'm going to go and turn this on. It's going to get loud, sorry. I'm going to heat this up and you get to see the magic of embossing. You just hold steady until you start to see it get light. Can you see that? There, see it going? Nice. This is so fun. I love watching stuff emboss. I especially like it when I'm also not seeing that I've made any errors with my Versamark. Okay, so there it is, all embossed, I believe. Let me give another little bump just to be sure. Okay, and then I'm going to let that cool for a second before I put it through my cutting machine, okay? While I wait for that, why don't I go ahead and make my figure 8 bow. I've got some of the 3/16 inch braided trim, which is also retiring, and I'm just going to wrap it around my hand twice. and then cut. And just make a little quick, easy figure 8, just like that. Cut another little piece and wrap it around the twist. Just wrap it right around the twist and then tie it up. Oh, try not to tie your tweezers into your knot. It makes it a lot easier to get it off of there if you don't do that. Just throwing it out there. Hey, Roz. Appreciate you joining. And I'm going to do a double knot. Okay, now I want this to be more like a bow and a little less like Farrah Fawcett's hair. So I'm going to kind of pull all these tails down the same direction. Remember, when all else fails, you have to make it do what you want because it is paper and twine. Okay, so that's ready to go on. I like it. Might just even it up just a little bit. There we go. Okay. And that's cool enough to cut. So I'm going to take the round die from the world map and I'm going to do a quick cut behind me. Okay, I'll be right back. I mean, I'm not actually going anywhere. I'm right here. So don't talk bad about me behind my back because I could hear you if I could hear you. But I can feel you typing. So I have eyes in the back of my head. I don't, because that would be like a Twilight Zone thing. Do not adjust your screen. Okay, so there we go. See, pretty gold world on Mossy Meadow. Okay, so I will now take another glue dot and I'm going to use the glue dot to adhere my bow approximately there. And I'm going to put it on a jaunty angle like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pop this over the top and I'm going to use double stacks of dimensionals to raise it above the bow and the glue and the gold hoop, okay? Now, you can use whatever size you want. I'm using these little minis because I really have a bunch of them and I'm trying yet to get rid of them, to get them out of the way. Not because I don't love them, but because I just have about 1,000,000,004 packs of dimensionals and I need them to become less profuse. All right, now I'm going to put one right there. And you can kind of keep setting your world back in place to be sure that you're not going to let your dimensional show. But I have actually found it's much easier to put them right on the card front than on the back of the die, because this way you really get to control the whole thing. You get to control the narrative, as it were. Hey, Robbie, appreciate you joining. Thank you, Pam. And we'll pull off all those dimensional covers. So I was walking out to the barn today, and there was like something on my glasses. And I was like, okay, I've got something. So I finally pulled them off thinking I had like water on them. Guess what it really was? Yeah, it was a dimensional cover. And it was stuck right there. I was like, how did I do that? Well, I know how I did it. I did it because I always have dimensionals everywhere. There's dimensionals in places that we shouldn't even discuss sometimes. No, I'm kidding. I've never had dimensionals like that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and stick that on like so. Okay, now my sentiment for the front is this one. And I'm going to put it right here. Please notice I'm not doing any adhering past my big die cut, okay? So I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals right out here to support my habit of piling things up. I do have kind of a tendency to pile things up. It's a thing I do. I just can't. Oh, I stuck that right in there, didn't I? Don't do that. Okay. I'm a piler, there's no doubt. I pile it on, man. Oh, where's South America? Oh, phew, good point. Goodness gracious. That could have been bad. That could have been not a good thing. When your world flips upside down, do not adjust your screen. All right, we'll take those little covers off, and then I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on the other end, just like that. And then we'll try to get it as, like, you know, straightish as I can get it, like that. Okay. And so while he sits and dries, I'm going to go ahead and use a couple of my little corner thingy-doo-has. And these like glue dots. I like to adhere these with glue dots. You can kind of just stick it on there and double it up, and then use your tweezers to set it in place. I just think these really are elegant pieces, especially on a kind of masculine card like this. Really, really like it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Hi, Karen. How are you? Hope you had fun with your dinner guest. And we'll put this little guy down here, and that'll be that. Okay, so now we're going to make the easel part, the easel stop. All right, so what I did, first off, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to adhere a piece of Very Vanilla to its Bumblebee cardstock. And this is back to normal sizes, so this inner liner is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And I'm going to show you how I figured out how to make my triangle, okay? Because it's so scientific, I think you're going to love it. No, it's not. It's just, it was totally just put it together and wing it. But I think I probably should put that on like that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of what is my easel stop. So this is another Sentiment from Beautiful World, and I cut it with a die from, it was actually this die right here from Tasteful Labels. Okay, so I'll put my dimensionals on. Thank you, Suzanne. Appreciate it. Yeah, masculine cards, I think, are hard for most of us. I don't know why. I think mostly because we're all drawn to ribbon and embellishments and flowers and pretties and things like that. And so we try to keep it down. But I gotta tell you, I just don't think that that bow right there is terribly feminine. I mean, it could be, but I think it's also more than fine for a guy. I just really do. Okay, so what I did to figure out where I wanted to do what I want to do is I just kind of did a couple of dry fits, right? And I put my stopper where I wanted it. Okay, now this is very technical. And then I folded this little guy up and I set him where I wanted him to go. So far, so good? Okay. Then what I did is I took a straight edge and I extended that like so. And then I got rid of it. And I took another ruler and I measured this right here. And what it is 3 3/4. I pulled it a little bit much. So we're gonna do 3 3/4 this way and 3 7/8 this way. So I've already cut that piece. And I decided to use this one. So you can see that if I didn't cut it, it would fit right across there like that. But I'm gonna cut it because I'm working in triangles, people, triangles. So I'm gonna cut from here to here, same way I did the ones on the front. Put the points in the cutting channel. Get that out of the way. You're welcome. All right, and then I've cut it. And you can hang on to this triangle because you could actually use this for another card. You could turn it this way, okay? So let's go ahead and put this out the way. And then we'll use a little liquid glue to stick this on. Make sure we're going the right direction. Make sure I saved the right one. I did. All right. I should probably close this before I have an accident. Okay. All righto. Here we go. Y'all, it's pretty hot. We've actually, so we were driving to get mulch today, the third trip, and we saw smoke. We were like, wow, somebody's really burning. It's kind of that time of year. But then we realized it wasn't smoke. It was pine pollen and pollen of every sort of nature being blown off the trees. I mean, you could literally see it coming off in waves. Oh my Lord. Yes, it's definitely bumblebee. Maybe you can see it better like that. There. Yes, definitely bumblebee. But yeah, so as soon as I got home, I came in and closed the house up and got the air conditioning on because I knew there was a reason I was sneezing and coughing and hacking. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this in. And then our very last thing for the card will be to adhere the easel stop. Okay. And he's going to go right there like that. And I don't even have, I think it's kind of nice when it overlaps. You know, I'm an overlapper. But what I wanted is I wanted it to sit with that card right against the triangle. So then I adjusted my easel for that. Make sense? So that's about where it's going to go. Pull these off. So it has two jobs. It needs to stop the easel, and it also needs to be straight. So there's two things you're aiming for here. All right. So that looks about close. I also was hoping for it to be kind of equal distance from the top and the side. All right, just like that. I will take that for $1, Alex. All right, and there we go. Now I do think I will cut a little bit of the extra of my tails of my ribbon bow here. And then we'll make a card front. Or I'm sorry, our envelope, and we'll be done. There we go. I kind of love this fold. Not gonna lie, I love it. You know, I love an easel card anyway. And if you get an easel card that has a collage and is kind of cool and different, yes, please, I'll take it. Hey, Debbie. Hi, Jewel. Appreciate you joining. All right, I have a very vanilla envelope. Now, something I did want to tell you is when, and I didn't do this, so I was bad. I do like, I try to remember to clean up my stamps right away when I've used Versamark, because it can be a little sticky, okay? So I'm just going to use the same world, making sure that South America is in the south and North America is in the north. Thanks, Karen. I hope you'll like it. And I'm just going to ink up really good, make sure I've got plenty of ink, do a little test to be sure I'm going to be happy with that. And I am going to be so happy. I'm going to be so happy. And then we'll just put that right there. Hey, Virginia, appreciate you joining. Hopefully you'll watch the replay at least enough to see how to make the fun fold. And there is our world. And I'm going to put a little bit of my favoriteest of, this is really truly my favorite design in this DSP. I love all the foiling, but this kind of vintage scripty thing, I really like that a lot. I could handle a whole DSP pack with that kind of scripty on it, and then one with plaid. And if I had those two things, I could probably make cards for a really long time. Alrighty, there we go. And a quick little fussy cut. Give that a little minute to settle down. Okie dokie. And turn the corner. Even on an easy fussy cut, remember to turn the paper, not the snips. And there we go. Two very pretty. Oh gosh, I really love this fun fold. What do you think, guys? Isn't that fun? Wouldn't that be fun for somebody to get? And they can see your, both of you. It's a life is a beautiful journey. Thank you for being part of mine. You don't even have to keep opening and closing the card to see the way they go together. All right. Okay, guys, I appreciate you spending part of your weekend with me, and I hope you'll check out all the directions and card cuts tomorrow on my blog. see you on Thursday at 1 o'clock for my YouTube Live. Don't know what we're going to do, but it'll be something. All right. Thanks, guys. See ya. Bye.